Hey guys, Dylan here. I hope you're ready for a slightly bigger video today because we are going to be covering the Watchmen. No, not the comic book series, no, not the terrible TV series, and no, not the movie. We are going to be covering people who tried to protect Chris Chan. And we start this out with a quote, "You brought so much fucking joy to this world," which, no, people mock him, people laugh at him, but genuine joy, no, "to this world, and you continue to do so," praising Chris Chan. That's why, one of the reasons why, you need to remain safe. And that is a poorly worded sentence, and that is from a Watchman to Chris, and that just shows that they feel very important about their job protecting an internet retard. The Watchmen is a name given to a group of fantastical enablers whose members serve as gatekeepers and white knights for Chris, and I've encountered quite a few of these people before. In a similar manner to their predecessors, the guard dogs, they keep away malicious individuals trying to troll or scam Chris, and they did a terrible job at it because people were still getting close to Chris and doing stupid shit, and maybe some of these people were doing stupid shit, who knows? As a faction, the Watchmen were instrumental in numerous events over the course of late 2019 and onward, such as attempting to dismantle Jacob Sockness's influence over Chris, and yes, they got Gibby in on that, and drove him off. They also shut down the Arbitrat CWC Alliance Discord server, which I had an encounter with, and they were really fucking stupid, so good, but I also helped take down that Discord server, but whatever. When the true intent of the server was revealed, the Watchmen were behind the Discord leaks in August 2020, which means that they're not entirely good people, because they're leaking shit on Chris Chan to the trolls, but whatever. Their approach is controversial, as they gained Chris's favor by means of enabling his delusions by pretending to be fellow CPU goddesses and encouraging his beliefs in magical thinking and the dimensional merge. And Noel actively calls these people out, and I might have a clip at the end where he does so, because they've made Chris worse. They've made Noel not want to interact with him, because the only way to interact with Chris now is to pretend to be a magical girl, and not everyone's down to do that. Okay, I already made a fucking reference about this, so I'm just cutting all that out. Who cares? Who fucking cares about the name? We know the comic book series, it's fine. In contrast to how the Miscreants modeled themselves after Patriots from Metal Gear Solid, which means that these guys are just an evolution of the deep op trolls that used to exist. They're no better than the Miscreants. They're just enabling Chris Chan while leaking his shit anyway. They can pretend that it's for just reasons, but I see them at the same level. The same fucking level. Known member, Owls. Owls, known as Ryan, the CPU Turquoise Heart, which I probably had an encounter with him, that name sounds familiar, was the original leader of the Watchmen group, who was later discredited as a person with shady motives. Ooh, what a shock. Owl set MKR9V up to interact with Chris and founded the Watchmen's Discord server. Owls also acted as liaison between MKR9V's group and guard dog member Marvin. However, Owls lied to both about his intentions and later disappeared from the group. Not a shock. A lot of trolls end up disappearing in the end. Not. Also known by Kiwi Farm's handle, A Name is a Name, is the replacement of the leader of the Watchmen, taking over after Owl's departure. Not a clearly parody of Joshua Moon's handle, Null, very funny, monitors potential weens and enablers. And the next one is someone we've already done a video on, MKR Night-V. I am a CPU. That means I am directly on the same level of godhood as Christine, which is a lie, because Christine is like a super CPU who's above all other CPUs. He thinks that himself, even if he doesn't say it to people. He does see himself as the god of gods, the king of kings, so don't let him lie to you. Megan Kathleen Ringo was born on April 24th, 1992, also known under the aliases MKR Night-V, CPU Magenta Heart, and the pixie-tailed artist, appeared in early 2019. She got in contact with Chris through Owls looking up Chris's phone number for her. She presented herself as being a CPU goddess of the Nintendo Switch, offering him validation on his fantasies, and having magical powers. She has stated that her goal isn't to feed into Chris's delusions so much as to offer advice and help, which is what every fucking troll tries to do, and it doesn't fucking work, and then it leads to them trolling Chris. So, not a new story there either. She set up a Discord group for Chris, telling her friends to roleplay as CPU goddesses to gain Chris's trust, while also instituting a non-trolling rule, like they'll fucking listen to you. During the Jacob Sockness saga, in which Sockness attempted to manipulate Chris into a sexual relationship, MKR saw a danger in Sockness's intent, and steered Chris away from him. In summer of 2019, Sockness, who at the time was engaging in a full-scale war against Chris's enablers, followers, and critics alike, considered MKR to be an enemy of his and abused her vulnerability on Twitter. As his second dramatic cycle approached its climax in early November, she, as well as Aqua, largely migrated Sockness's influence over Chris, though Chris was still willing to listen to Sockness because Chris Chan is an actual fucking retard and you shouldn't try to tell him what to do because he'll just end up fucking you over. He's done it for years. He will always continue to do that. Aqua Diamond 8. Christine, please stop this. Mewtwo is not real. The merge is not happening. You need serious help. If you need help, there are people to help you with these delusions. This is incredibly unhealthy for you, acting like Chris will actually listen to her. Still, I don't want Jacob Sockness attacking people when the merge happens. Christine has said there will be no more war, no need for violence in the merge. My Sapphire has foreseen this. Wow. Watch how quickly that changes. March to November. Went from telling Chris it was all fake to enabling it by November. What a fucking hypocrite. What a fucking hypocrite. Aqua Diamond 8 is a Twitter user who has bounced from being a ween to a white knight to an enabler. In November 2019, after having tried to discourage Chris Chan's delusions months before, Aqua abruptly switched tactics and instead embraced Chris's delusional beliefs. She changed her Twitter handle to CPU Goddess Aqua of the MacBook Pro. Like MKR, Aqua had frequent spats with Sockness. Later, Aqua began drawing fan art of her OC interacting with Magichan. She then posted a Pokemon drawing claiming it to be an Ult Dimension Magichan. Val Valencino is a masked magician, a celestial powerful magician. Dex Enter. The Magichan is so powerful he has to mentally project a simplified form that the human mind can comprehend. Looking at his true form would drive you mad. Dex Unknown. And I don't fucking know what the fuck this is. I guess this is an interaction with Chris Chan. Chris was enticed by the news. Seriously, you discovered an alternate dimension Magichan Sonichu? This is very interesting find. I'll look more into it myself and steal it. Also, for your information regarding which variant, dimension, or timeline of origin, special, regular, or mega evolved, the Pokédex number for Sonichu and Rosachu will always be 982 and 979 respectively until Pokemon goes past that number, and then I'll retcon it. Aqua answered, "Oh, I wasn't even aware. I'll make sure to write that down. But he more discovered me in a way. I was meaning to chat with your hubby when I realized I wasn't in a normal meeting spot, then he appeared through a portal." So that's just some fucking LARPing that Chris and that person's doing. As of September 2020, Aqua is confirmed to no longer be involved with the Watchmen's activities, which I'm not shocked. Lane Chu. Lane Chu, also known as Lane Chu the Chronicler, is an OC created by Chris, whose purpose is to document Chris's activities, and unofficially to provide Christorians with first-hand information. Since August 7th, 2020, Chris has assigned the role to one of the Watchmen, with the role initially assigned to the CWCki Discord server creator, Klop. Or Clop. However, as of late August 2020, Klop or Clop has resigned from the role and another user has taken on the mantle, with Chris none the wiser. Chris based the OC on the protagonist of the anime I Don't Fucking Care Cause I'm Not a Fucking Weeb, in which a teenage girl finds herself engaged with a virtual world network, reminiscent of the internet, which I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. And MKR Night V drew that. I could tell because it looks bad. The WCT. The WCT is also known as Wildcat and Neko Onyx, which I definitely know who this is a Watchmen member who has archived calls involving Chris. Kyle, the inspiration for Chris's Kyle Chew OC. Kyle appeared in Google Hangout chats. Wow, deep fucking story. Origins. Around January 2019, Owl's motives unknown helped MKR Knifey get in contact with Chris. MKR tried to help Chris find CPU goddesses to talk to, telling her friends to roleplay as goddesses over Discord. Owls act as a gatekeeper between MKR's friends and Chris. Owl also acted as a liaison between the CPU group, which this is just repeating what it said earlier. You should cut this article down because repeating is lame and it makes the article look unprofessional. The latter group, also known as gatekeepers, Chris at the time, but according to Not, Owls misrepresented his true goals in both groups. Wow, this is just repeating shit. Why would you fucking repeat the article? Q&A. Christorians interviewed Not on September 4th, 2020, asking some clarifying questions about the Watchmen. They posted the answer on the official CWCki Discord. The interviewers' questions are colored red. Not's are colored white. The first questions appeared to be referring to the Discord server. Who started and why? Owls, the guy who set up the MKR and Joseph draft, got Aqua and MKR to draw some art to lure Chris in. I was told it was going to be for Chris's patrons. Why was it killed? It was killed because Owls and Joseph didn't know how to wrangle tards. MKR and Aqua were being blamed for making it, so I asked for a mod role and kept asking for more perms and deleted all the channels. I posted the rolling and trolling video. Who killed it? I killed it. Joseph and Smokey Chris the Spurg, which I'm not shocked were involved, were using the server to gather content. Wow. Fucking Smokey Chris was involved. Not a shock. Not a shock. I'm not even shocked by it. They convinced Joseph I was Johan. After a 4-hour conversation, I got Joseph draft to face dox himself once he destroyed his drive with Chris versus the internet. The last two appeared to refer to the Watchmen as a group. Why did Aqua leave? The stress and people at her on Twitter. Her and MK are still friends. Will the group be around forever? As long as Chris is in need or willing, yes. So that was everything involving the Watchmen. A lot of people that I have known were involved in this shit. A lot of people I don't talk to, practically everyone here I don't talk to anymore, were involved in this shit. These people are another group of gatekeeping trolls who pretend to be concerned over Chris Chan. If you meet any of these people, know who they are, know what their intentions are, know that they are no better than the trolls that came before them, no matter what justifications they give themselves. Anyone who feeds into Chris's delusions are just as bad as any other troll in the Chris Chan community. The only right position to have is to watch Chris Chan and not enable him. Don't enable him. Don't troll him. Don't prank him. The more you feed into his shit, the worse off he becomes. These people aren't helping Chris, they're only hurting Chris. And that is the most ironic thing about all this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.
Because the thing is, and the reason why Chris can't be helped right now, is that Chris has this mindset where the only people he is willing to talk to and allow to interact with him are people who further this perpetual daydream that he's in. If you're not willing to play a part in the daydream, then then you upset him and he will turn from you. He'll ice you out completely. But because of this, the people who are most willing to play up to the daydream, to the fantasies, are people who are deeply mentally unwell, who have no problem spending 6 hours a day role-playing with Chris about these fantasies and encouraging him and shaping the direction that they go. So by the rules of the game, you can either be a full-time handler of Chris, or you can be nothing to him. And it's extremely frustrating, because it started happening after we got Idea Guy out. He started saying, you know, like, I want to get this Discord server up. I want to invite all the famous My Little Pony. And it's true that there are a lot of people in the anime and My Little Pony fandoms who are huge fans of Chris and who actually want to like covet his attention, not because they care about Chris, but because they think it's funny. Like, oh, can you do a drawing of my pony OC? Can you do a drawing of my girlfriend's pony OC? She's such a big fan of Sonichu. Can you draw her something? It's like that kind of shit. And there are all these fucking check marks in the anime and My Little Pony communities who just take advantage of him because he is a fan of theirs. And then they fuck him over because they'll play along with this bullshit. And once he has famous My Little Pony people playing along with his game, then he doesn't have to listen to people who won't play along with it because he's already got the attention that he wants. And that has seriously fucked him over. The internet has completely destroyed any possibility that Chris had of living a normal life. It's very frustrating because it's like I know that there are ways that Chris could stabilize himself. He is now legitimately so famous that if he could just sit down to doing a couple commission drawings and stream appearances and stuff, because in the brief period where I was able to handle him and get him stream appearances and stuff, like, people are willing to pay for his attention in a way that's not harmful to him. But there has to be some level of involvement there because he can't make those decisions on his own. So I don't know. It is immensely frustrating to see him in the position that he is in, and knowing the position that he will be in the moment that Barb dies, and not being able to help because he has chosen these conditions for association that I refuse on principle to be with. I just refuse. I know I could. Like right now, if I wanted to text him and do the whole make-believe shit with him, I could easily become the next Chris Handler, like right now, but I refuse, not only out of principle, out of time.
Before the credits roll, I thought I'd give a shout out to my multiple ways of making money. YouTube is slowly starting to sanitize the platform, making it harder for people to make money on edgier content like I do. So I'm reminding you guys that I have a Patreon. The Patreon has plenty of reward tiers, including seeing my podcast early, being able to join my fan Discord, and possibly even getting on the show if I can fit that into the schedule. I have video recommendation tiers that you can try to get into, and if all else fails and my YouTube falls apart, I always have a BitChute account, so remember to check out all these different things in the description below.